What is a VirtualBox? Meaning, working installation and uses. VirtualBox is a tool for virtualizing x86 and AMD 64 Intel 64 computing in architecture for business and personal use. What is a VirtualBox? Oracle VM VirtualBox is a tool for virtualizing x86 and AMD 64 Intel 64 computing architecture, enabling users to develop deploy desktop server and operating system as virtual machine. You can use this solution to deploy as a many virtual machines and you can use this solution to deploy as the many virtual machines as the host architecture has the resources for. User can install this across platform virtualization tool on any Intel or AMD powered in computer. It runs on all major operating systems including Windows, Linux, Oracle, Solaris, and macOS. VirtualBox can extend the technical capabilities of any computing computer, enabling it to run multiple operating systems in different virtual machines at once. For example, Linux, Windows, Kali, Intense, a user can run Windows 11 and Ubuntu on their MacBook Air without compressing their existing system configuration or application. VirtualBox allow any system to install and operate as many virtual machines. User can run Windows 11 and Ubuntu on their MacBook Air without compressing their existing Windows system configuration or application. VirtualBox allows any system to install and operate as many virtual machines as it all memory and disk space allow. Depending on the host system configuration, one can use this solution to deploy anything from desktop operation. VirtualBox works by extending the capability of the existing operating system, allowing it to run virtual machines without any changes to hardware or software configuration. The operating system on which VirtualBox is installed is called the host, while the operating system running on within VirtualBox are known as guest. Once the guest operating system is developed and correctly configured or no limitations would be set it apart from the machine for regular and desk uses. Simply put, a guest is an operating system running as virtual machine. It is a system within a system and can consist of any well-known or a niche operating system. However, user would need a separate license for copy to run the virtual machine legally for operating system that require a license such as Windows and macOS. VirtualBox host may accommodate as many guest systems as its hardware allow within sacrificing the resources required to run the host individual instances may be launched, terminated, and paused using the VirtualBox GUI or the command line tool. The command line operation option enable VM to be deployed on server without GUI support, making VirtualBox highly flexible solution. These virtual machines can connect a network when configured correctly and operate as regular machines. A typical VirtualBox developed includes the following components: a hypervisor for the host system, a software developed kit SDK, and an application programming interface API for administrating guest VM operations. Command line tools for local guest management, a web service that enables users to manage guests remotely, a wizard-style tool for guest management, a console that displays guest application on the host, a remote desktop protocol RDP service enabled to access guests using a remote client. Administrator can deploy guest system using iOS image or VHD, VDI, VMDK images on the VirtualBox host platform. Deploying guest using ISO images enable guest operating system to be installed normally, but a VM conventionally VHD, VDI, VMDK images would allow administrator to quickly deploy virtual application without installing an operating system on the guest system. Turnkey Linux is valuable resource for finding virtual appliances for virtual boxes. VirtualBox is modular, which allow it to provide a similar set of features regardless of the host platform. And additionally, virtual machines and disk images generated on any host will be compatible with other supported hosts. Also, may any Users who learn to manage guest machines on a specific host would be able to manage guests on the different host system as well. Finally, some systems allow users to enable AMD V or Intel VTX hardware virtualization extension as the BIOS level. Deploying VirtualBox on such system can lead ever better guest operability mechanism. Intel VX Intel x86 architecture feature for tier of storage protection known as ring. These tries to go level or high number of a privilege, level 3 lower number of privileges. These ring level are used by operating system to safeguard a virtual system memory for error in programming that occur in a user application with fewer height. Level 0 permission grant application access to real processors resources like page tables, registers, and service interpreters. On most operating system, user programs are executed at level 3 while kernel service occurs at level 0. VirtualBox executes on one's process on the host for each guest instance. All guest user code executed natively at level 3 as if running as a regular program on the host system. This means user code operates at native speed when performed in a guest VM environment. VirtualBox protects the host from programming failure in the guest instance by preventing the guest kernel from running at level 0. Instead, the application is executed at level 1 in the system without hardware virtualization support. This support allows application is to run as the VTX ring 0 context. However, a problem might arise if the guest tries to run instructions that are typically only authorized at level 0. This is addressed by VirtualBox. Virtual machines monitor VMM, which scan level 1 code and either replaces problematic code paths with direct hypervision call or run the code in secure emulation environment. Some operating systems make additionally use device driver at level 1, increasing the channel of a problem emerging due to the guest kernel code regulation for such guest hardware virtualization is required. Case will also arise when the VM cannot conclude the nature of regulated level 1 guest code activate VirtualBox employs QEMU emulation to get result in this simulation. Example of such a exemption includes BIOS code execution, real mode operating system, earlier in guest booting processor after the guest has turned off interprets, or when the specific instruction that is likely to need emulation is run. Emulation is slow when compared to direct guest code execution. The address this the VirtualBox VMM assigns a unique code scanner for each guest instance. This scanner replaces code paths with direct hypervision call to make VM operating system more efficient and precious. Finally, the VMM constantly make effort to minimize for future dispersion and discover less resources hungrily method to fulfill code streams. To do so, it will conduct an in-depth analysis of the cause of every guest fault that occurs. This enables VirtualBox to perform more efficiently than a typical code recompiler or emulation.